Welcome back to the channel. My name is Thomas Fletcher and I'm the host of the LCSW network. If you're new to the channel, please do me a favor by smashing that like button, by subscribing to the channel, and by sharing this video with your social work colleagues and friends. The purpose of this channel is to create a community of hope and support where social workers can come for relevant news, information, and inspiration. Welcome back to Self-Care Saturday. Welcome back to Season 6, Episode 6 of our Self-Care Saturday series. So in today's show, we will be discussing, the topic of today's show is the power of setting boundaries at work. All right, so we're going to be talking about one of the most important yet overlooked aspects of workplace wellness, setting boundaries. If you've ever felt overworked, overwhelmed, or undervalued at your job, this episode is for you. So let's dive into how boundaries can protect your mental health, boost productivity, and create work-life balance that actually works. So boundaries at work are like a protective shield. They help define what's okay and what's not, ensuring you don't get burned out or taken advantage of. Without boundaries, you might find yourself answering emails at midnight, saying yes to every extra task, or feeling constantly drained. Sound familiar? So healthy boundaries help you stay productive without sacrificing your peace. They also teach others how to treat you with respect and consideration. So what kind of boundaries should you set at work? Here are a few key boundaries that we're going to talk about. First one is time boundaries. Clocking in and out on time, not answering work calls after hours. The second type of boundaries are workload boundaries. Knowing when to say no or delegate tasks. The third type of boundary are emotional boundaries. Not absorbing coworker stress or toxic work drama. And then the fourth type of boundaries are communication boundaries. Letting others know when and how you prefer to be contacted. For example, I only check emails during work hours. So think about which of these areas you struggle with the most. That's where you should start setting boundaries. All right. So the next focus in this video, we're going to discuss how to set boundaries without guilt. So many people struggle with setting boundaries because they fear pushback. But remember, boundaries aren't rude, they're necessary. So here's how to set them effectively. First, be clear and direct. Here's some examples. Or here's one example. I won't be available after 6 p.m., but I'll respond first thing in the morning. Okay? The next way of setting boundaries without guilt is staying consistent. If you make exceptions too often, people won't take your boundaries seriously. Next, it's really important to use I statements. For example, I need to focus, so I won't be able to take on extra tasks this week. Next way to set boundaries without guilt is don't over-explain. A simple I'm unavailable is enough. You don't owe anyone a long justification. So setting boundaries may feel uncomfortable at first, but over time it gets easier and your mental health will thank you. All right? So next subcategory within this talk is what to do when our boundaries are challenged. So not everyone will respect your boundaries right away, and that's okay. Here's how to handle it. First, it's important to stay firm. If someone tries to guilt trip you, repeat your boundary calmly. Next, use reinforcement. For example, as I mentioned before, I don't take calls after hours. Next, know when to escalate. If a manager or coworker repeatedly ignores your boundaries, it may be time to have a more serious conversation or involve HR. So you are not responsible for how others react to your boundaries. You are only responsible for upholding them. Okay? So here's some final thoughts and call to action. Boundaries are an act of self-care. When you set them, you're choosing your well-being over burnout. So here's your challenge for this week. Identify one area at work where you need better boundaries and take one step to implement it. Drop a comment below on what boundary you're setting. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who needs this reminder today. So I want to thank you all for watching this video. To all the social workers and other licensed mental health professionals, thank you for the work that you do every day, for your clients, for your agency, and for the profession. Please continue to support each other and yourselves. Bye for now.